Is that okay?
Sister Yixiang,
Remember,
no matter where we go in the future,
no matter how big the troubles we face,
we must try everything to return to our hometown.
As the two tried to escape, they were blocked at the door by the third brother and his men. The next day, Yuwan and Yixiang were also put in sacks. Along with that girl from last night, they were sent to Thailand. Awaiting them was a hellish life. Upon arriving in Thailand, the traffickers changed the girls into local clothing, then pushed them into a pit. And the law was a brothel in Thailand. Buyers rushed to purchase these newly arrived girls. In the end, Yuwan and Yixiang were sold at the same price to two different buyers. Yixiang was taken to a hotel by a man. She struggled desperately. In a fit of rage, the man burned her forehead with a cigar. Yixiang knew she could not escape her fate, so she stopped resisting. At this moment, images of her grandmother flashed through her mind, flashing memories of happy times with Xiaolong. But now it was too late to regret. What was even more unexpected was, this was just the beginning of her tragic life. Afterward, Yixiang was sold again to a brothel. Every day she was heavily made up and sat in the display window with other girls like products waiting for men to choose. Meanwhile, Yuwan was taken away by someone else, cannot escape the same tragic fate. Boss Jane.
Please let me go back. I'm just going home to borrow money.
I also want to repay your kindness.
Borrowing at home. A beautiful girl like you can start making money now.
Boss Jane won't be that foolish. She wants to keep Yuwan to earn big money. Before leaving, he signaled Jilin to counsel Yuwan well. Jilin is also Chinese. She had escaped several times but was caught back. In the end, she couldn't avoid a beating. She advised Yuwan.
Listen to me. Save some money.
Find a good person you can trust. Then you can
Jump out of this fire pit.
At this moment, a weak girl walked in. She is Jinglin's younger sister. Even when sick, she is forced to work.
Don't listen to my sister.
Why did you bring my sister here?
No matter how Jilin persuades, Yuwan remains stubborn. Meanwhile, back home, the police have become aware of Jiaqiang's trafficking of women. They came to Yuwan's hometown to investigate and inform their families that the two may have been trafficked.
I've long realized that Tan Sakong is not a good person. Business just doesn't have a human touch anymore. When someone runs away abroad for business,
The police informed Yuwan's family. This human trafficking case has now drawn significant attention from higher-ups. The police department is actively investigating the case. Hopefully they contact the police as soon as they have news about Sakong. Xiaolong is very worried about his sister and girlfriend's safety, so he decides to go to Thailand to rescue them alone. After much hardship, he finally arrives in Thailand, but being unfamiliar with the place, he can only show their photos and ask around. Unexpectedly, he runs into the man who sold the wristband.
Who are you? This is my sister. This is my fiancé. Fiancé? Sister. Yes. Alright. Let's give it a try.
The man immediately called Boss Jin to get a hefty ransom from Xiaolong. Boss Jin handed the phone to Yuwan. Hearing her brother's voice here, Yuwan could hardly believe it, but before they could say much, Boss Jin snatched the phone away. Xiaolong asked the man where his sister was. Can he see her?
To see her. No way. Need to buy. How much? 400. Zero. And it has to be quick. Otherwise someone else will buy her. This price keeps rising.
After finishing, the man left with his subordinates. After talking to her brother on the phone, Yuwan wanted to go home even more urgently. Under his sister's persuasion, Xinwen helped Yuwan escape. Yuwan fled all the way. Finally, she reached the farmer's house. Coincidentally, the couple were also Chinese. They helped Yuwan hide from her pursuers and drove her to the border. Just when Yuwan thought she was safe, unexpectedly, the traffickers caught up. After being tormented by these beasts, they sent her back to Boston.
I need to find a way to deal with this quickly.
To avoid trouble. Not long after Yuwan returned, Jinlin's sister passed away. For Boss Jane, there was just one less mouth to feed. He ordered his men to dig a pit in the mountain and hastily buried Jinlin's sister. Seeing such a flower like each pass away in a foreign land, this intensified Yuwan's hatred for the traffickers. His case attracted the high attention of domestic police. They followed the clues from Tan Sakong's crimes, trailed down to Thailand. With the assistance of the Thai police, they decided to take action against the traffickers. To uncover their background, the police sent undercover officer Yan Tian to gather intelligence at their location. Coincidentally, the person Yan Tian met was the victim, Yixiang. Seeing Yixiang drenched in sweat, Yan Tian said,
Miss, take a break. You!
Are Chinese?
Learning that the other person was actually Chinese, Yixiang immediately knelt down to beg him.
Uncle, I was tricked here from Yunan. Can't take it any longer. I beg you to save me. I want to go home. Please take me away. My grandma and I will never forget you.
Yan Tian promised Yixiang that he would find a way to rescue her, but unexpectedly, their conversation was clearly overheard by the traffickers using listening devices. Fearing trouble for themselves, they decided to dispose of Yixiang as soon as possible.